There we go. So, my name is Tony Martinez. I'm the owner and founder of TKO Financial Network. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I don't know what time you're watching this video, but right now it is evening hours, Monday night. I've got a lot of entrepreneurs that are eager to learn and get trained today. So, we're going to have this session, and it's not a normal session that I usually do, right? And normally, my guys would tell you I train a lot on products, scripts, objection handling, illustration design, real case studies, real hands-on. But I thought that I'd take a moment today to train on social media prospecting, right? Leveraging social media as a tool to really build your agency, right? It's no secret that the insurance industry is one of the lowest costing industries to get involved in. And it's one of the industries that provides one of the strongest types of residual passive income opportunities than ever. Right? Most people, when they think of passive income, they think, franchise, right? Let me buy into a company, open up multiple different outlets, like a bunch of McDonald's or a bunch of Subways or a bunch of something. Let me hire a staff of employees. Let me put a general manager in there, and then I'll make some residual passive income, right? Do you have a chance at succeeding? Yes. But the downside to those models is that it costs a lot of money to get started. I think, I don't know what McDonald's last was. It was a seven-figure number, though. If you were going to get involved with, there it is, $1.2 million, a seven-figure number to get involved with McDonald's as a franchise. You know what I mean? And there's lower costing franchises, right? Like right now, they're advertising left and right about gym franchises, and the latest one that I saw was like a shake and vitamin shop type of a franchise, and there's just a lot of costs. There's a lot of costs, a lot of overhead. And you really got to be doing a lot of volume so that you could even afford a general manager to work the crazy type of retail hours that they need to work in those types of businesses, so that you generate a decent amount of residual. But we're blessed. I feel blessed that I stumbled upon the insurance industry, and with nothing more than an insurance license, we're able to generate residual income across all 50 states and Puerto Rico. Right? With real estate agents, if you think about realtors have to get a license in every single state that they operate in. They got to retake the test 50 times, plus Puerto Rico if they want to sell in all 50 states. With the insurance license, you need one license, the license that you reside in. So if you live in Illinois, an Illinois license. If you live in Texas, a Texas license. You live in Florida, a Florida license. You get a license one time and that's it. And then the only thing you need to do to be able to sell in other states is reach out to that state, let them know that you're a licensed agent, and from there, they'll charge you some type of a fee, right? They'll charge you some type of a fee, and within 24 to 48 hours after you've paid that fee, you can sell in that state. And that fee sometimes is like $17, sometimes it's $200. Nonetheless, you only take the test one time. And then the industry, from a residual income standpoint, will pay you what's called a spread, right? So to break that down, if you're not familiar with the insurance industry, if you're at a 120% contract and your agency is at a 90% contract, that's a 30% spread. Never mind what the percentage means. Let's just pretend that the total revenue that the agent, the total revenue of a product, let's just say it's $1,000. The total revenue of the product is $1,000, right? If you're at 120%, that means you're making $1,200 if you yourself sold it, right? If you're at a 90%, that means you're making $900 if you yourself sold it. Simple as that. I mean, it's simple numbers, right? Now, override means what is the spread that you make when some of your agents sell it. So if you're at a 120 and they're at a 90, the spread is 30%. That means that whatever they make, 30% is what you're also going to make. And the most attractive part is that 30% doesn't mean you're taking 30% from them. It means that the same company that's paying them whatever they make is going to pay you an additional 30%. So if they make $1,000, you make $300. Why? Because 30% of $1,000 is $300. It doesn't mean that they make $700 and you make $300. 700 plus 300 is $1,000. No, it means they make $1,000 and you make $300. $1,300 was given out from the insurance company that paid you. Real estate is different. Real estate is a world of spreads, right? The broker makes a spread off of every agent, but he's taking a cut from every agent's profits. He's saying, I want 10%. It's a $10,000 commission. I want 10%. that means that the agent gets 9,000 and the real estate broker gets 1,000. In the insurance industry, if it's a 10% as an example, the agent still gets the 10,000, but the broker also gets $1,000. It's kind of cool. When I saw this, I said to myself, holy crap, this could be scaled to another level. So think about this. And I want this to be more of a dialogue with everybody. So feel free to unmute yourself when I ask these types of questions, right? Tell me what's the latest like headline news that you can remember happening? It could be a natural disaster. It could be politics. It could be whatever. What's the last thing you remember hearing about that's going on in the United States? Anything, anybody at all?
The last thing I can think of was, I guess, that group of people that marched on the White House.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Let's think even smaller. Let's think something more closer. I remember that, but tell me something more recent, like in the last 30 days. Tell me something that has happened that you've heard about. It doesn't have to be enormous. It could be anything. Could be, like, for example, I'll give you an example. Right now, I think Frank is on right now. Wasn't there a tornado that hit Illinois recently, like yesterday? Right? I see Rubiel there is nodding his head. Frank, I think you're on as well too. I don't know if you guys heard about it, but a big tornado hit Illinois, and I mean it took out a lot. I didn't watch the news. The only reason I know about it is because social media. So think about like where we are right now. When we talk about politics, we talk about COVID-19. We talk about the riots. We talk about, right, like what Walter was talking about right now. The protesters going into all that stuff. We hear about it in the news. We hear about it in where? Social media. Social media is, it's the watering hole where everybody goes, right? It's the watering hole where everybody goes. So I had to understand that, number one. Number two, I had to understand technology. What's the one device that people always have on them no matter what? Their phones. It's their phones, no matter what. It's always their phones. They got it everywhere they go. Some of us, when we work a job, would rather be late. If we left without our phone, we'd rather be late. Let's go back and go get the phone before we go back in, because we can't be without it. We can't be without it, right? Let's talk to the gentleman, right? What's the first thing we do when we get up in the morning? Gentlemen, what do? We go to the bathroom. Our dad does that. Our grandfather did that. Except the difference is our dad and our grandfather would go to the bathroom with what? The paper. The paper. We don't. We go to the bathroom with what? Our cell phone. We take a look what's going on in real time on our cell phones. I hope you guys wash your hands afterwards. Nasty, filthy, and just play. But nonetheless, social media is always around us, no matter what. So I look at social media like reality TV. I get a chance to advertise my life to people in the social space. I also get to pick which people watch my channel. I get to pick my audience, right? So now let's think a little bit MLM-ish for a little bit. I'm not an MLMer. I've participated in multi-level marketing operations. I've done it. I know the pros and the cons, and I have my own belief system. I'm not an MLMer. However, there's one thing I can value about when I worked in those types of opportunities, and it's the concept of a corporate overview. What's a corporate overview? It's a group interview. That's what it is. It's a massive, massive group interview. You're doing one presentation for a 45 to an hour window, and you're doing it to 2 people, 10 people, 100 people. At the end of the day, you're still putting in the same effort in doing that presentation. It's still taking the same amount of time. So when I look at my social media, I think to myself, that is my corporate overview. My social media is my corporate overview, and I'm the presenter, right? Now, let me ask you a question. Does the presentation change in those types of opportunities? Nope, it's the same presentation, same stories, same message, same passion every time. What changes though? The audience. There's always different butts in seats listening to the same presentation. It is. And what happens every time there's different butts in seats? Some people say yes, some people say no, some people say follow up with me. But at the end of the day, there's always a new audience. So social media to me, if I'm the presenter, And my social media is the overview meeting. What I need to always make sure that I'm doing is I need to make sure I'm always adding a new audience. I'm always adding new friends. 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 No matter what, I'm always adding new friends. That's number one. Step two, I stopped looking at social media as a social networking tool and I start using it as a business tool. It's a business tool. Why do I say this? Because some of you might be watching this video and the first thing you think about is, oh my God, but I don't know the people that I'm adding. Should I know them? Should I not know them first? Should I, like, my family's on there? Like, do I really want, I mean, oh my God, they're calling them friends, but they're not really friends of mine. They're more like, look, get all that out of you. Get it all out. Get it all out of your head. Start using it as a business tool. Start using it as a business tool. A television commercial does not care who's watching it as long as they know that the time that they air that commercial, there's a lot of people watching it. Right? Think about it. Like, this is kind of funny, but I'll share it. I'll share it, right? My parents were over a couple weeks ago at our house. It was my, why were my parents over, babe? That's right, my son's graduation. My son's graduation and my daughter's birthday, not my sister. My sister's birthday is today, my daughter's birthday. And I don't know how we started talking about commercials and TV. And my dad starts talking about a commercial that he saw that completely, I mean, it left his jaw wide open. It was a Trojan condom commercial that he saw. And he was explaining this commercial, and I'm not gonna lie, it's a vulgar commercial. You look at it and you're like, holy crap, that's pretty stinking vulgar. And the first thing that comes to my mind is, at what hour of the day are they freaking showing this vulgar commercial? Because I'm worried about my own kids, right? And I come to find out the commercial's being aired when? It's being aired at 11 o'clock at night. It's being aired at midnight. Why is that condom commercial strategically done at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, midnight? What would be your guess, guys? Huh? Target audience, exactly. Target audience. Mom and kids are sleeping. Only people up at 11, 12 o'clock at night is typically what? The adults, couples, Netflix and chills around that hour, right? That is the hour of power, right? So people call it, right? That's it. So it makes sense. That's when we're going to target it. That's what, was that commercial on the Disney Channel? No. Was that commercial on, on the ABC channel? No. No, that commercial is on an adult channel. Not porn, but an adult channel, right? It's like a rated R channel, right? It's a channel where you can watch, shows that are more than PG-13. And it makes sense to me. That's a target audience. You look at the Super Bowl, right? The Super Bowl, I don't know if you guys know this, but it's like a 7-figure ticket for for every 5 seconds worth of airtime on a commercial during the Super Bowl. Why do you think that is? It is the #1 watch network, #1 watch show, #1 watch whatever you want of the entire year. More people are watching the Super Bowl at that given time than any other time in the entire year. So airtime is that expensive. So you got to stop. So why do I say lesson number 2 is stop looking at your social media as a social networking tool and start using it as a business tool? Is because you're losing millions of dollars by treating it as just a social networking tool. Some of the questions people ask me is, should I have 2 different channels? Should I check? I'm sorry, look at me, channels. Should I have 2 different, accounts? No, one account. One account. Have one account. Why? Because what I promote, and what most of you guys who are watching this promote, is entrepreneurship in the insurance industry, right? And we think about insurance. What's insurance? Is insurance sexy? Not really. Is insurance the word insurance fun? Not really. It's not. It's not. But the kind of income that it can make you provides you the lifestyle that you do want. I didn't grow up as a kid dying to turn into an adult to sell insurance. I mean, I'm sure everybody here as a kid at one point said to themselves, I want to be an astronaut. I want to ride horses. I want to do something that's fun. It wasn't because of the income it paid, it's because of fun. When people say, what's my dream job? Let's be honest. Everybody here's dream job is to be permanently on vacation. That's our dream job. Even a humanitarian, right? I love helping people. I love this. I love that. If nobody needed help, if all the dogs in the world have had a home, if all the children in the world had parents, if nobody was hungry ever again, Their dream would be to be on a permanent vacation. There's no such thing as a dream job. There's the acceptance that we have to work and contribute to society, so I might as well find something that I like. I get it. So I say this because I've allowed people to see into my life. And look, full disclosure, I'm not a millionaire. I'm not. Have I made millions in this industry? Yes, but I'm not a millionaire. Okay, there's a difference in that. Okay, but this industry, I can't tell you this, it's provided me freedom to go see my daughter in her ballet, you know, that she just recently did. Freedom to go, you know, take a vacation with my family, a vacation that most people can't take. Freedom to be there for my son's basketball leagues at any hour of the day. Freedom during COVID-19 for my kids to be able to stay at home because they had no choice, and me continue to work from home without having that stress about, oh my God, where are my kids going to go because the pandemic and everything is closed. Freedom is to grab $1,000 out of my bank account a couple weeks ago and take my girl on a shopping spree that she wasn't expecting. You know, freedom to be able to tell my 19-year-old, you know, because he's stressing about a car, that he could just go ahead and take the car that I have, and I'm just going to go ahead and grab another car, even though I'm not done making payments on the first one. Those are some of the freedoms that this industry has been able to do, right? I mean, it really has. It really has. It's paying me multiple six figures. So I can't solicit just the fact of selling insurance. I need to solicit the results. The results, right? The results. And I need to understand that different audiences want to see different things. Some people want to see glamour. So I got to show them a little bit of the glamour life. Some people want to see quality of time. So I got to show them the quality of time. Some people want to see what it is to spend time with your children, to spend time with your significant other, to spend time going to a restaurant and buying something that, you know, is not on the $12.99 list. Some people want that. Some people want that. So I am constantly advertising that. Alongside that, however, I recognize that the insurance industry has several 100,000 people in this industry that, quite frankly, you need that 341-028. Okay? There's a lot of people in this industry, hundreds of thousands of people in this industry that are not making it. That's a reality. Now let's talk about it. Some people aren't making it because they haven't put in the work ethic. Some people are in their own way. That's the truth. The 80-20 rule in this industry works. It's true. It doesn't matter what opportunity you go to. The 80-20 rule is very true. 20% of the people in your operation will do 80% of the work. The key is you don't know which of the 20% it's going to be, so you've got to find them, right? And that's true across the board. However, there are some good quality people that are not making it because of the opportunity they're in, because of their upline mentors that they have, because of the lack of support that they have from the organization that they're representing, right? And so those people that are looking for another opportunity are really genuinely looking for an opportunity. They're looking for someone to relate to. They're looking for someone that can train them, develop them. They're looking for someone that can challenge them too, speak to them real. So why do I say this? I say this because I'm always advertising the benefits that this industry gives me through my family experiences, through my personal experience, my ability to do things, right? But I'm also advertising lessons of this industry. Lessons of this industry. Maybe it's something that I learned from a book. Maybe it's something that I learned from a general training session. Maybe it's something I learned from my own uplines. Maybe it's something I learned through an experience with one of my clients. Maybe I'm just celebrating some of my very own agents' successes, right? Now, when you think about why is Tony doing that, the other side of that coin is this. My target audience is the insurance industry as well. My target audience is the insurance industry. So who am I constantly friending? I'm constantly friending people from the insurance industry because I know there's a higher likelihood of that person is not winning if I know the 80-20 rule is real. But how do I find them? Tony, how do you find these guys? Right? This is that scenario, right? When you think about like the Trojan condom commercial at 10 o'clock at night, right? Not at 10 o'clock in the morning. It makes sense. It's a target audience, right? So how do I find my target audience? Facebook allows me to join groups. So I joined a boatload of life insurance groups, 401k groups, retirement planning groups, credit repair groups, whatever my product is. I joined a bunch of it. because people go there when they want to inquire about it, number one. You know, I know the names of a lot of different insurance agencies, massive agencies that are heavily focused on recruiting, and that I know for a fact might not have as much influence on the training aspect of it. You know, and I'm not here knocking any single company, but you know, it's no secret that Primerica has over 120 something thousand licensed agents in their entire company. There's no secret to that. There's no secret that World Financial Group has 70,000 licensed agents. There's no secret that, you know, PFA, you know, HBW, NAA, there's no secret that these companies have huge distribution systems. Huge, some of them captive, some of them non-captive. But I do know this, 80% of the people there are not happy that they're there. Why? Because the 80-20 rule is not a lie. Not a lie. So I need to make sure my target audience that I'm adding into my friends list are people that have a higher likelihood of having an insurance license. And then what am I going to promote? The success of my agencies, the success of my agents. I'm pulling at the strings of those people who are in this business because of passive income, right? The success that this industry is providing me, the time freedom. I'm pulling at the strings now of the people that want this business for passive income because they want the time freedom. The time that I spend with my daughter and my son, now I'm pulling at the strings of the parents, right? The shopping spree that I took my significant other on, now I'm pulling at the strings of the spouses that would love to do something for their significant other. I'm constantly doing that, constantly doing that. My message doesn't change. My audience changes though. My audience is always changing. But Tony, Facebook has a 5,000 person limit. What do you do when you hit 5,000? I start deleting people. That's what I start doing. Who do I delete? The people that I know that have been on my page for years and haven't done anything. I delete family members, right? Like, you ain't gonna buy from me. Delete. Because indirectly by making that decision, I'm making a decision to fight for my family. Because this business pays for my family's bills, it pays for my lifestyle. It pays for my kids' summer camp program that I just stroked the check for. It pays for the dog that we just purchased for the house that's costing me an arm and a leg that I get to go pick up in the next week and a half. Like it pays for this household. So I have to make sure that my audience is people that have a higher potential of either joining my industry or needing my experience. Now, here's something I don't do often. I don't really find a lot of clientele on social media, but that's also because I think like a builder. I'm not going to tell you can't find clientele. I'm going to tell you that I think more like a builder. What's the difference between a builder and a producer? A producer is trying to sell products, make a commission, and rinse and repeat. Sell products, make a commission, rinse and repeat. I'd rather, instead of selling a nurse, I'd rather recruit a nurse and then make sure that that nurse gets me in front of 10 other nurses and 20 other doctors. See, I think like a builder. I think exponential. That's the reality, right? You want to make doctors your clients? Go recruit some nurses and doctors. I'm sure they know a bunch of other doctors and nurses who they have good friendships and relationships with. Simple, right? It's just the way it works. But I will tell you this, for the person that's watching this video and thinking, hey, I'm thinking about this like a producer. How do I find clients? Okay, well, let's think about this for a minute. What are the products we sell in insurance? Life insurance, health insurance, pension plans, right? So when do you think people are having conversations about their finances the most in life? What would you guess it to be? A life-changing experience. What are life-changing experiences? Somebody shout out a couple life-changing experiences that you know of.
Having a child.
Having a child, correct? What else?
Moving to another state, maybe.
Relocating, correct. What's another one?
Getting married.
Getting married, that's right. All right, what else? How about losing a job? Losing a job. How about a death in the family? Right? A birth and a death in the family is life-changing experiences. Relocation is life-changing. Losing a job, life-changing. So now you got to say to yourself, how can I get access to a list of people that are having those situations occur? No lie, I haven't figured this out yet, but if I can figure out a way to get a list of people that just gave birth to a new child, oh my God. If I could figure out a way to get a list of new moms, oh my God, there has to be a way. There has to be a way. I remember when my kids were born, we got bombarded in the mail with Similac and lotions and baby powders and my God. Oh, that's a good idea, Walter. Facebook groups, new parents. I love that. He's 100% right. Listen, you just made me $1 million just thinking about that. He's right. Join groups for all of those things. Groups for all of those. But I'll tell you the one that I do leverage from a client standpoint, loss of jobs. Loss of jobs. It's very easy to find people who lose jobs. How? First, you go to Google, then you type up, like right now we're in 2021, type up 2021 businesses that have closed down. You get a list of businesses that have shut down. Then what do? You get that list and you find people in your social media. You go to the search engine of your social media. You type up the name of that business, adjust the filters to people, and you're going to get a list of people that have put down that business as what? Their employer. Now, that means they either lost their jobs themselves or they know someone who did. Either case is a higher probability that person lost their job. And when they lose their job, what do they lose? They lose their benefits. They also need to roll over what? Their 401ks. So when people lose jobs, I want to get access to those people, right? When companies acquire other companies, that's called a merger and acquisition. I want you guys to know when a bigger company buys a smaller company, right? What it does now is it gives the smaller company a 90-day window to move their retirement accounts before the new company merges it and blends it all in. So mergers and acquisitions are huge. 2020, March 2020, huge thing. Something big happened, March 2020. Pandemic, COVID-19. 53 million people lose their job in a 4-month span. 63 million by the end of the year. 8 times more than national average. Over 50% of those individuals had some type of qualified plan or benefit plan. And now all of a sudden, they lost it. People that never thought they'd lose their jobs, lost their jobs. Big corporations that we never thought were going to close their doors, closed their doors. It was unexpected, unprecedented. Oh my God, you know how many rollovers we did then? All we had to do was target those markets. Target the markets. Target the markets. You know how we target them? We first friend request them. And then here's what you don't do. You don't put an ad on your social media. Hey, listen, anybody want to roll over their 401k? Message me. No, they don't know you. They don't know who the heck you are. That's not what you're trying to do. What you want to try to do is you want to try to give them enough data that they want to inquire more. Give them enough that they want to ask more. He who asks questions wins the conversation. So you want to get them asking questions, asking. So you know what I do is I give data. I give education. I met, sometimes it's a hypothetical. I met with a client today who didn't think they could move their money over because they were going to pay penalties. And after I talked to them about how they can move their money over from a 401k to an IRA, they got to pay 0 penalties. They were so excited they moved their entire portfolio over. And I posted not only on my feed, but I also posted on my stories. Stories is enormous right now, guys. It's a lot easier for people to look at their stories than it is to scroll down their feed. More people look at stories than they do their feed. But you know what stories also give you as the person posting? You can see how many people viewed it. You can see who viewed it. I'm constantly going into my stories and I'm looking to see who viewed it. Who's watching me? Who's watching me? Who's watching me? And you know what I do when they watch me? I send them a direct message. And stories, when you look at the list of people who are watching, it gives you the ability to send a direct message right there. You know what my message typically is? Hey, bro, thanks for the love. I appreciate it. Hope you're having a great day. I just drop a little nugget, waiting to see if they respond. It's like me throwing bait. I just threw bait with a little hook over here. I threw bait with a little hook over here. I threw bait with a little hook over here. And I'm waiting to see which one's going to take a bite. Which one's going to take a bite? Some people respond back. Man, no problem, much respect. Some people don't respond back at all. Some people respond back with a question. That question, boom, got you. There it is. Now I hooked you. So what am I posting? The same things I just talked about. Either time freedom, financial freedom, luxury, humble decisions, thoughtless decisions, giving decisions, team successes, agency successes, conversations I had with clients where they benefited from education. I'm pulling at every single string. I'm pulling at every single stinking string. And they've hit you up at one point or another. They'll hit you up. Sometimes you don't even know that they're watching you, but they are. My audience is always watching me. Now, here's another thing that I refuse to do. I refuse not to post on my social media at least 2 or 3 times a day. This isn't about you post one time. Think about a commercial, right? How many times in a day does one commercial play in the same network? We don't know what it is, but it's got to be a lot. 7, 10, 15 times, right? So it's the same concept. You're not going to post one time and then be like, oh, I posted already. You might have 5,000 people on your social media, but all 5,000 aren't on at the same time. Now, if you want to be strategic about it, go to Google and type up when is the best time to get highest traffic on social media. And Google will tell you, Facebook, this is the hours. Instagram, these are the hours. You know, whatever it is, whatever platform you're on, LinkedIn, these are the hours that have the highest traffic. It's typically when? In the morning before work, you know, during lunch breaks, and in the evening when people go home. And again, at 10 o'clock just before they go to bed. That's when it's the highest amount of volume on social media, but you could figure that out. If you're a structured person, download an application called Hootsuite. Hoot, H-O-O-T, like an owl, hoot, hoot, Hootsuite. As a matter of fact, the picture of the application is an owl in the middle. You know why? Speed. That's why. When you post on Hootsuite, that one platform sends that same message to all of your social medias at the same time. All of them. Bah, 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 bah. And because you can create Facebook pages, you can create an unlimited amount of pages. Unlimited amount of pages. Create a page for 401ks, create a page for life insurance, create a page for life insurance agents, create a page for entrepreneurship, create a page for Latino entrepreneurs, Black entrepreneurs, white entrepreneurs, create a page for whatever. Hootsuite will post to all 10 of those pages and your personal page and your business page at the same time, at the click of a button. And if you want to pre-schedule them, pre-schedule them. Facebook and Instagram communicate with each other. You can have it so that when you post on Instagram, it automatically goes to Facebook as well too. Do it. Do it. But sometimes I post one time and it goes to 10 different messages at the same time. 10 different social media platforms at the same time. At the same time. Because you just don't know who's watching. But I do know this. My audience is always changing. I'm always adding more people. I'm always adding more people. And they're always getting my same message I'm giving. The same message I'm giving. The same message I'm giving. You got to get stinking tired of hearing. I mean, if you can't stand entrepreneurship, you're going to unfriend me because you're not going to hear about it 1 time or 2 times. You're going to hear about it 10, 15 times. You just are. You're going to hear about it 10, 15 times. That's what I do with social media. That's what I do with social media. I'm always adding, I'm always posting content. I became friends with, just so you know, I became friends with on Facebook, on social media, motivational speakers. Grant Cardone, E, the hip hop preacher, right? I became friends with all these guys because their content in there sometimes is so phenomenal. I have no problem copying and pasting. I have no problem with it. Because an entrepreneur at heart is watching all that stuff. They need to get motivated. They need to get motivated because it's the truth. You post on social media, you got a new job, you get 100 likes. You post on social media, you started a business, you get 3 likes. One's your spouse, one's your mom, and the other one is you by mistake. It's the truth. But if I know what an entrepreneur does and what an entrepreneur thinks, all I got to do now is cater to that world on social media. If I know that I'm really good at this particular craft, which I know as insurance, I've been at this now for 16 years, I got to make sure that I have such a large group of followers that are all trying to get into the insurance business, trying to succeed in the insurance business. I got to make sure I'm giving them content like no other. Sometimes the content is something that I learned from a training like what we're doing right now. Just one clip, one little piece, boom. Again, it's enough that it's a nibble. It's not the whole steak. It's here's the taste. Here's the appetizer. If you want the entree, send me a message. Let's talk. Honestly, send me a message. Let's talk. You know, sometimes it's, you know, sometimes I'll do and again, this is me. I've also kind of realize that I want to attract people that are similar to me. I'm a dog lover, right? So you know what I have? I'm on a lot of different social media dog groups, right? I love boxers, and now I'm getting to know a new breed called the Cane Corso. That's the breed that we're picking up here in the next week and a half is a Cane Corso because my girl fell in love with that breed, and I decided to surprise her with one. And boxers I grew up with. So I'm in a lot of boxer groups, and guess what? I've made friends with these people just through talking with them socially. You know what I mean? They're now watching my pages. And now all of a sudden they like me because what? Because they know we both like the same type of dog. We're both posting pictures of the dogs. And because now they're also in my friends, they also capture what? The other side of me, the business side of me. I've had a couple of them hit me up. Oh, wait, you do insurance? I didn't know you did insurance. Yeah. Bam. Now it's like bam, bam. You make friends. You make friends. So join groups on the things that you like. Whatever it is that you like, join groups. Create groups like that. I have a social media group called Millennial Entrepreneur Hustle. MEH, Millennial Entrepreneur Hustle. I didn't even realize it. I got close to 2,000 people subscribed to that group right now. 2,000 people subscribed to the group. It's a public group, but the only way to get access to that group is by answering a couple questions. What kind of questions? Well, I ask them, well, what kind of industry are you in? You know, or what kind of industry are you trying to get into? Where are you located? Right? What's your phone number? I mean, bam. Some people answer it, some people don't. It's a stab in the dark, but why not? And you know what I'm posting on there is content about entrepreneurship. You know what I'm posting on the dog group? Content about dogs. I might every now and again throw something in there and be like, listen, for any dog lovers there, you know you can assign your insurance policy to the beneficiary of your own animal, your own pet if you want. But I'm posting content. Posting content. Posting content. All the time I'm posting content. And so I say this because if you're thinking, if you're thinking like a marketer, you're always talking about your product. And if you're always talking about your product, you always got to make sure you have somebody new to talk to about your product. So that's the two things that I've always done. I'm always talking about my product, which is entrepreneurship in the insurance industry. And I'm always adding a new audience member because it might be your 100th time hearing it, but it's that person's first. And I do believe that you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. So for those of you that are thinking you have to master the game at this, you have to perfect it, you have to, no, you don't. Post something. I don't care if you got to copy and paste other people's things. I don't care if you got to copy and paste my things. Copy and paste it. Copy and paste it. But always stay posting. Post not only on your feed, but post on your stories. Talk about the education of the industry. Talk about the benefits of the industry. Talk about the success stories. Talk about the time freedom that it's given you, the vacation that you've been able to take. And if you're on this right now and you're saying, man, I'm still working a job. I'm not living that life. Listen, if you take a vacation, post it. You go out to a nice dinner, post it. Trust me. And the person that says to you, no, it's more like not now. It's more like not now. You know, if you guys on the group know Josh Collier, Josh Collier was on my social media for 2.5 years. Denied me at least 3 times. I think the last time he denied me, he was pretty direct and rude about it. So he's like, I'm never leaving what I'm doing. Okay, bro, man, no problem, cool. 6 months later, he hits me up. Bro, is it really true, man? Are you really, winning over there and succeeding, man? Because, I caught him on a bad day. Caught him on a bad day, which was bad for him, good for me, and it turned out to be good for him afterwards. Because you know what happened? I brought him on board on a Friday. He got contracted by Wednesday of the next week. His first month in, he made 11 grand. More than he ever made in the entire industry in 1 year. But this is someone that for 2 years was like, no. And if industry people reach out to you, offer help. Don't withhold. Honestly, people hit me up all the time. Hey, what do I do about this? What do I do about that? Well, listen, let's get on a call. We'll talk about it. And I'll share with them what I would do, what questions I would ask without even trying to recruit them. Just give them selfless data that they could benefit from. That alone will bring them to you one day. And I'm batting 100 for 100 in that world. No lie, I'm batting 100 for 100 in that particular world of just giving them data selflessly. You know why? Because there's a high probability that their upline, who selfishly could give data because he overrides them, doesn't give them data, doesn't help them in any way. Unfortunately, the best part that's helped me grow in this industry is also the worst part of this industry. And that's that anybody could get a license. Anybody could get a license. Anybody could be an upline. Anybody can. There's no Department of Labor, Department of Regulations that oversees who an upline is. Why do I say that? I say that because there's a lot of bad uplines nowadays. There's a lot of bad uplines. There's a lot of bad mentors. There's a lot of bad ones out there nowadays. So if you're a good one and you're promoting good and you're giving sound advice, and you can even give it selflessly because you're not making an override, that'll attract more people to you than you could have ever imagined. I also believe a little bit in the faith concept as well too. I 100% believe that. A lot of the people that I've come across, and a lot of people that have come across me is 100% because of God. And that's just, that is something that you just have to have that kind of, there's no logical explanation to that. That's just faith. That's just faith. So if you're that person, if you're at, great. If you're not that person, someone once told me one time that, this world gives to the givers and takes from the takers, and it has a really good accounting system. Do right by people. I promise you, especially in this industry, do right by people. Do right by your clients, do right by your agents, do right by your social media people. So I give countless advice to people all the time, people that aren't even a part of my organization. Not even a part of my organization. I can tell you right now, off the top of my head, 2 or 3 of them that are pretty big players in their world, but they don't have an expertise in this, that, or the other, and they'll hit me up. Hey, I want to talk to you about this, that, or the other, and sometimes about their own personal stuff. It's crazy, their own personal finances. Great, now let's talk. Oh, you don't want nothing in exchange? You're not trying to recruit me? No, bro, listen. No, take my advice. In the future, if you decide you want to do something over there, you want to do something over here, man, listen, it's got to be on your terms, not mine. That's it. And that's it. There's so many people in this world that I know that the numbers game, I can sway that numbers game to my favor. You know how I sway it to my favor? I'm always adding new people no matter what, and I'm never getting hard up on one guy or one gal. I'm never getting hard up on one guy or one gal. Never. Never. And I give everybody an opportunity who genuinely wants an opportunity, because maybe that person doesn't kill it, but maybe that person introduces you to a killer. Maybe that one person that doesn't do much, all they do is one sale that makes them $1,000, and they take the $1,000 and they buy their son, that awesome that awesome set of Jordans that they wanted, and that did it for him. He doesn't need anything else. And the one other thing he did is he introduced you to somebody else that was going to absolutely kill it. So don't burn bridges when you don't have to burn them. I'm not going to tell you that sometimes you don't have to burn bridges. Sometimes the best decisions I made was to burn a bridge. Oil and water don't mix. It doesn't make oil bad. It doesn't make water bad. It just means that those two substances don't mix. I believe the same thing for people. But I don't try to burn bridges where I don't need to, because you never know when that bridge is going to be needed. And so I treat the same thing in my social media. I give content. I sell the dream of what it is to be an entrepreneur, what it is that this industry does. I give as much value as I can to existing insurance agents, and I make sure that my audience is always going to be either people from the industry, either people that lost jobs, right? Like I said, if I could find a way to get a list of people that just had a baby, it'd be a killer, right? Walter gave me a pretty good idea, right? You guys should be jumping on it. Join some Facebook groups of new parents. Can you imagine if your social media was filled with a bunch of people that just had kids and they're like, I don't know, for those of you, George, you have a child. Walter, I don't think you have any kids. But there's a whole different experience when you hold that bundle of joy in your hand and you're like, I just want to do right by you. You want to do everything in your power from the beginning. From Jump Street, you want to start putting money away for that kid. From Jump Street, you want to make sure you have the right insurance in place. Like it takes that mindset of doing right and it puts it on steroids. If I could, oh my God, you know how much data I would be pumping out about, savings plans for college, future savings, the power of compounding interest for the future, the power of insurance coverage when you're young. Oh my God, it'd be insane. Put the data I'm always adding new audience members. What is that? That's a corporate overview, guys. Same message, different audience, all day long, nonstop, 24 hours a day. Okay. Does anybody have any questions before I close off? Because believe it or not, I've actually got a late meeting. That's another thing I'm going to tell you guys. If you want to succeed and you're leveraging social media, be prepared to build a business that's national. Social media is not all within my county, national. I have a bigger organization outside of the state of Florida than I do in the state of Florida. I've got an organization all the way in Hawaii that's 6-hour time zone difference. So I say that because, be prepared to have a 10 o'clock meeting because it's still to them, 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock. Be prepared. But this business is so freaking amazing that, the license I got 16 years ago that only cost me $100 and something because that's what the state charged me. I'm selling now in over 32 different states on these virtual meetings, as you see right here, virtual Zoom meetings. And it all started with one catalyst: social media. Social media. Right now, I've got a big operation happening in Texas, another big one in California. Hang on one quick second. My daughter's calling me. Hey, baby girl. Hey, mama, what's up? Oh, I love you. Thank you so much. Good night. Did you have a good day? Yeah? All right, baby. I'll see you this week. I'm glad we had a chance to spend time doing it today. Bye, baby. Good night. Love you. Sorry. She left today to her mom, so she called me to say good night. But yeah, man. I mean, this one license. I've got operations in Hawaii. I've got operations in California. I've got operations in Nevada, Arizona, Texas. I got operations in Tennessee. I got operations in New York, Pennsylvania, Massachusetts. And I'm in 20-something states, and I'm not saying 20-something, 30-something states. I'm not saying 30-something states that I have clients. 30-something states I have agents that are operating. That's what social media does. The moment, listen, the moment that TKO as an FMO can go to Canada, game over. I have people from Canada hit me up, and I'm like, bro, I can't help you, man. I can't help you yet, bro. The moment that happens, South America, oh my God. You're kidding me? Game over. But that's what social media does. It took my market from just the simple little old South Florida, and it went not statewide, it went national. Bam. There's a social media. So be consistent. Okay, use it as a tool. That's my biggest message. Add new people. And if you need to figure out what content to do, guys, just copy some of the killers in this industry. Copy them. Copy them. I'm not even calling myself a killer, but I copy a lot of these great guys in this business. And, we're sitting now in June 2021. We went live end of January. And we are over 225, I think 226 is the new count, 225 licensed agents in our organization, and over another 250 that are non-licensed social media. If I look at my entire hierarchy of anybody that I have directly recruited myself, 99% of them are social media. Maybe there was one, I can actually think of him, one, Tony Vasquez is a good friend of mine. I went to high school with him. We met up at a restaurant for some food, and I brought him on board. But outside of that, social media, everything. Social media. If social media started to charge me $3,000 a month, I'd probably pay it, because that's how big of a tool it is for me, and it's completely and utterly free. $3.99. So leverage it. It's a huge tool. All right, guys. Good stuff. Mr. Joe Scott, I saw some of your messages there, but I didn't get to read it. Let me take a look here real quick. This has been very good. Can we get a copy of this recording? Yes, sir. This is on the YouTube channel. And actually, if you're watching the YouTube channel and you're like, man, I need to learn a little bit more about that, hit me up. My number is 239-784-1118. That's level 2 type social media for those of you guys. If you're brave enough to set up a YouTube channel, that's another free device. And you start putting enough content in there, get enough viewers in there, get enough hours in there, YouTube starts to pay you back. Hey, why not? Okay? Have a good one, guys. Be blessed. Bye-bye.